I came live, totally unplanned, totally unscripted like this. I'm glad to be back. It feels good to be here. If you're joining me, you can tell me your name and what part of the world you're in. My name is Temiloluwa. This is my channel. I'm currently in Nigeria and we are all about growth on this channel. Just a minute, I'd like to share this link to invite some people to join us. Done. If you are joining for the first time, like I said, I am Temiloluwa, and this channel is all about growth and development. I talk about faith, personal growth, and professional development. And recently, I started this live series, spontaneous live series, where I just show up and connect with the people here, mostly strangers, mostly people who have not come in contact with me or my content before. So if this is your first time, you've never seen me, you are the perfect person. I came here specifically for you, to connect with you, to interact with you. So tell me your name, tell me what part of the world you're from, tell me something that you're glad or delighted to share with me. And who knows, you might just become a part of this community. It's always a pleasure to share knowledge and to interact with people. For me, recently, I have been learning a lot with regards to the power of storytelling, with regards to crafting authentic stories. And the more you know, the more you find out that you don't know. Is that not amazing? Every single time I take an online course or I attend an event or I try to watch a video or try to learn more about something, I keep finding out that there is a lot that I don't know about. The information gap is this wide. And I am so glad that I am committed to always learning. And so that process in itself, the process of coming to find out more about myself, about what's going on in the world, about how I can make an impact in the world, that in itself is very exciting for me. So if there's something that you have learned recently, feel free to share it. I'm glad to learn about it as well. You know, one thing that I realized, and I heard someone say this at an event that I attended earlier this month, is every effort counts. You know, it's hard to see the little drops of water making a mighty ocean. You know that saying, right? Little drops of water make a mighty ocean. But for me, I'm going to be honest, I don't always see it. But if you look back, you realize, oh, I have more than I did a few minutes ago. Isn't that funny? That every single thing that you're doing today is adding up to something in future. And you will most likely not realize it unless you connect the dots looking backward. That is so amazing. The minute I heard this speaker say that, I started to look at my life from a different perspective. So you can share with me, what is that thing that you were doing, you were committed to learning, dedicated to achieving, that did not look like much at the beginning, but then towards the end, you started to see, I think that it all makes sense now. For me, it's my commitment to learning, my commitment to showing up on here, my commitment to posting content. At some point, it was just about, let me just, put this out. I've got something to say. I know somebody out there is going to be inspired. But if you're a content creator like me, somewhere along the way, you're going to feel like, oh, does this even make any sense? Is this making impact? I'm not getting enough feedback. Nobody is hitting the like button. People are not dropping comments. But when you look back, when you connect the dots looking backwards, you start to see how every single step that you took brought you to this very point that you are. If you were standing on one position, if you were stagnant, if you refused to take that step forward, there would have been nothing to tell the story of how you got here today. As a matter of fact, you will not even be here at all. So if you are discouraged, if you are embarking on a journey, if you're working on a project and you feel like it's taking too long, you're not getting anything out of this, you might as well quit. let me be the one to encourage you and tell you what I learned recently, that every single thing that you're doing right now is going to add up in future. It's going to contribute, no matter how tiny, no matter how insignificant it might seem. In future, you're going to be better for it. In future, you're going to be glad that you did it. Another beautiful example is the subject of prayer. I'm a Christian, and as a practice, I take it upon myself to always communicate with God because I am so particular about developing a relationship with Him. I don't just want to have a religious formality kind of relationship. I actually want to talk to Him and hear Him talk back to me. And when I began to build my relationship with God, initially I would start by reading a verse of the scripture, and then later I'd read 2 verses, and then later I could read a whole chapter without getting bored. Later on, I could read chapters and chapters, and then I realized that those little efforts were building me up to become a better person. If you know what that's like, you can tell me about it in the comments. Because for me, it seemed like I suddenly woke up one day and I could read several chapters of the Bible without getting bored. I could get so much revelation from the Bible, but I did not start that way. It started from not giving up. It started from looking at that one verse and ruminating over it, meditating over it, taking so much of my consciousness into every single verse of the Bible that I read. And this is not just about spiritual growth. This applies to every area of your life as well. What do you want to get better at? You have to start now, start somewhere, and don't quit. You see, I feel like our problem is that we don't see improvement immediately and then we give up. You start doing something, let's say you start playing tennis, for example, and you don't immediately get good at it. You're not automatically a genius, and then you want to quit. I don't know if you understand what that means. It means that you're not giving yourself room to try. You're not giving yourself room to explore. You're not giving yourself room to find out strategies, tips and tricks, what works, what does not work. So if you're on a journey to anything at all that is supposed to contribute to your self-growth, to your personal development, or to building a community, and trust me, this is for me as well. I am learning as I am talking with you. I just want you to know that every effort counts. Every single thing that you're doing is not a waste. It's going to be an investment into your future. If you're a good speaker, trust me, you are good because you worked on yourself over the years. You know how you accumulate knowledge subconsciously like a sponge, you absorb all of that information, and then when it's time to dispense it, you're wondering, where did that come from? Where did that expertise come from? Why did I say that? I don't even think I have consciously learned that word before. It's because the little efforts you make from reading a book, from watching a movie, from performing culture studies, from writing things down, from paying attention when you hear great speakers, all of those little efforts are adding up to make you who you are today. And the more I think about this, the more encouraged I get. The more I think about this, the more I want to be devoted to learning. The more I think about this, the more I tell myself, don't give up. Okay? You are doing great. You're doing fantastic. I want you to tell yourself today, insert your name and say, I am doing great. I am certainly not where I used to be. I may not be where I want to be, but I have come a long way from where I used to be. And that is progress. That is beautiful. That is what applauding. So I have encouraged myself, and I hope that I have encouraged you as well. If there is something beautiful, something interesting, or something concerning that you would like to share, please feel free, whether you're joining live or you're watching the replay. I will be on the lookout. The minute I see it, I will react and I will respond. If I have to make another live video on the topic, I will be happy to. Just let me hear your feedback, and I am encouraged that these little efforts are counting to something big in future. What are your little efforts? What are your big efforts even? Because it might not be little, but whatever it is that you're doing now, Do not give up, because somebody is going to need it. And that's also important, even if you don't think that what you're doing now might be helpful for you, someone will need your playbook. Someone will need questions to be answered. And because you have walked that path, you've gone through the highs and lows, you can tell the person, sit down, let me tell you my story. So, if not for any other reason, for yourself and for the people that will be blessed listening to your story, that will be inspired by your journey, make sure that you stick to it, commit to growth, and remember, every effort counts. This was so much fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Shout out to every single person that tuned in. I'm still looking forward to reading your comments. So whatever time you come across this video, feel free to tell me what's on your mind. Until next time, continue to lead a dynamic, unique, and outstanding life. What that simply means is there is a lot on the inside of you. Unleash your potential, unleash your creativity. Do not be boxed in a corner. Allow yourself to freely express all that God has deposited on the inside of you. I'll see you some other time. Again, I am Temiloluwa Grace Owolabi from Nigeria. God bless you. Bye.